So, hello everyone. So today I'm here to tell you guys the Thompson Magic Road characters, good to evil. Now recently, if you've seen one of my previous videos, then you'll know I already made a good to evil video on Diesel 10 Means Trouble. So I figured why not make one on Thompson the Magic Road. I figured I would make a video for Thompson the Magic Road because, for one thing I should mention is that since the majority of people don't think that Thompson the Magic Road is not canon, for me personally, I think it's canon for some reason. I don't know. For me personally, I just think that Thompson the Magic Road is canon, but that's just my opinion. But since the majority of people think that Thompson the Magic Road is not canon, I figured that I could count it separate from the show for now. But even though it's my opinion that I think it's gonna canon, anyways, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. But yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the characters. So the first characters we'll be looking at are the good characters. So this is a good category. So getting our gold medal for most good goes to Lady, and like I said, and it's pretty obvious why we chose Lady. Lady, I gave her the gold medal for most good because she's basically the person that keeps the characters alive in the show, the engines, thanks to the magic gold dust. So she's basically the engine god for them. I don't know, it's like hard to say, but yeah, Nixon. But overall, Lady overall, I just had to give her the gold medal for most good. So yeah. Getting our silver medal for most good goes to Burnett Stone. Burnett Stone is another obvious reason why I chose him to be the next most good on their list, mainly since he's Lady's caretaker, and during the movie it shows how much he cares about her, as well as Lily and anybody else. And I just want to say R.I.P. Peter Fonda. I can't believe how long it's been since we lost him. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Getting our bronze medal for most good goes to Lily. Lily, during the movie, she has shown that she's a kind, sweet, caring person towards Burnett Stone and to Thomas and any other character. And yeah, like I said, overall, I just basically had to give her the bronze medal for most good since I feel like she deserves it. So yeah, moving on. Next up, as you can see here, we got the man himself, Mr. Conductor. Now in this movie, Mr. Conductor is the main character. He's basically the narrator, and pretty much throughout the movie, Mr. Conductor is shown to be a good guy, and I felt bad for him during the scene when he lost his gold dust, but in the end, he managed to get it back, and everything was all nice and peaceful again. So yeah, that's why I chose him for this spot. So yeah, moving on. We finally get to the main character, the main title character himself, Thomas. Now, Thomas in this movie, he is shown to be a really useful engine, and another reason why I put him in the most good, near the top of the most good, is because of that scene where he helped Lady get back home. And though he was afraid at first, thanks to some help from Mr. Conductor, some advice, he was able to get her home safely. And it was sad though that he fell off that mountain area in that one scene. But yeah, another reason why I chose him to be in this spot, since he helped Lady get away from Diesel 10 by racing between them. So yeah, that's another reason why I chose him for this spot. So yeah, moving on. Next up we have Toby. I chose Toby for this next spot since in that one scene where he distracted Diesel 10, and overall I just thought that was a good heroic action, since I feel like he didn't know what would happen, but I feel like that's a good thing that he distracted him, and I gotta say it was pretty funny seeing Diesel 10 have that roof fall on him and having Pinchy pop out. So yeah, moving on. Next up we have Mutt. Mutt, I gave him this spot a little lower, and the reason being is because even though he's a dog, I feel like he's a good character for this movie, and I gotta say Mutt is a really good character for this movie. Anyways, yeah, the reason why I put him in this spot here is because of him having Lily get on the wrong train at first, but eventually it worked out in the end. So I feel like I can put him here for that. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. Next up we have Percy, and Percy, I feel like he doesn't really do much in the movie, although he's a key character for it, I'd say. But yeah, there's not much I have to say about Percy since I can't really remember things with Percy though. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Finally, lastly, we get to the final part of the good characters, and I gotta give it to Junior. Junior, I gotta say, he's a good character for this movie, and and the only reason why I put him this low is because if it turns out that he did something to Thomas with party poppers and stuff. I forgot what it was. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Also, one thing I should mention before we move on is that I gave him the sweats because of how kind he was to Lily. He even gave him some. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. What I'm trying to say is that he even gave her some of the gold dust they promised her. So that shows that he can keep a promise. So yeah. Another reason why I put him this low is because I don't think it was a very smart idea of him to get on that windmill in the first place and get trapped on and then end up on Diesel 10's roof. That's the only reason why I gave him this low. Is maybe he's not the brightest. I say he's the brightest bulb in the bunch, but maybe in that one scene he probably wasn't. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. Actually, I take that back. I have one more person that I think would be good for the good characters. So yeah, let me pull him up real quick. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to take that back. But yeah, I just figured that this character being Patch should be another good one for the good characters. I forgot to. I was gonna add him. I was gonna have him be more at the top of the good characters, but that's right. Anyways, the reason why I chose him for this spot for the good characters is because of how nice and kind he is to Lily. He even apologized to Burnett for not having Lily home safely. And yeah, overall I gotta say that Patch is a good kid. So anyways, moving on. Sorry about that. Now we can move on to the gray area. So this is the gray area. So these are the characters that are still good, but I just didn't know where to put them at in the gray and the good section. So that's why they're here. So yeah, moving on. First part of the gray area has to go to Henry. Henry in the movie, he doesn't really do much as well. Since, as far as I can remember, as far as I know, I don't remember if he does anything much in the movie. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Next up is Harold. Now Harold, he only says like one line in the movie, but it's alright. Actually, he says a few lines, but he doesn't really do much in the movie, so that's why I put him in the gray area. So yeah, moving on. Next up is Birdie. Now Birdie, just like Harold, he doesn't really do much in the movie either. So anyways, yeah, that's why I put him here. So yeah. Next up is Annie and Claribo. Now Annie and Claribo, they also only say one line in the movie, and also they don't really do much, but it's alright. So that's why I put them there as well. So yeah. Next up is Lily's mother. Now Lily's mother, she also doesn't really do much in the movie. She's just in one scene where we first see Lily for the first time. So yeah, but I gotta say that she's a good mother in the movie. So yeah, and she even tells Lily to be safe when she's climbing up something. So that shows that she cares about safety. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Next up is Billy Two Feathers. Now Billy Two Feathers, I feel bad for not putting him in the good section since I feel like he's a good character. And yeah, but either way, that's why I put him here. Since yeah, overall I think he's a good character. So yeah. Also, one thing I should mention real quick is that young Burnett, I'm not really gonna count him in this movie. I'm not gonna count him for this list, but I will mention his name here. So since young Burnett is basically just young Burnett Stone, obviously. But either way, I feel like he's a good kid. I feel like Burnett Stone was still a good kid, as we hear his voice as the character in the movie. So anyways, moving on. So yeah. Next up is Stacy Jones. Now Stacy Jones is also another sweet character in the movie, and she's just a good, friendly person in the movie. So yeah, once again, there's not much really to say about some of these characters. So yeah, moving on. Now we finally get to James. Now James, you might be wondering why he's this low on the list. That's because I put him this low since of his teasing in the movie of Thomas. Well, he technically wasn't really teasing. He just like, I don't know. I just can't really think of why I put him here. For some reason, I thought he teased in the movie, but I feel like that was mainly Gordon. Speaking of Gordon, we'll get to him in just a bit. So yeah. Once again, I forgot if James teased in the movie or not. It's been a while since I've seen it, so that's why I don't remember a majority of things here. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Now, like I said, I did say Gordon, so here he is. This is where Gordon is on this list. Now, Gordon, I put him here since he was teasing Thomas about big engines and stuff. So yeah, and at first, and another reason why I put him in this list and this low is because the first lines he says to Thomas is that he counts him for how many seconds we're being late. And to be fair though, Gordon was trying to be a really useful engine, and I guess trying to keep Thomas a really useful engine as well. But either way, I just figured I'd put him here. So yeah. Now we get to Tasha Stone, or just Tasha for short. Now Tasha is of course the wife of Burnett Stone, and the grandma of Lily. But unfortunately, we never see her in the movie since she passed away before the movie. Well, the character of her, that is, but yeah, and not the actual person. So yeah, or at least I don't think that the actual person who was gonna play her, passed away. I would be sad if that happened. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I put her here since she's a good, caring person. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Now for the other minor characters. The minor characters I'll mention in this list as well is the station announcer and the last motorcyclist. They don't really have that much screen time, since you just well, technically you can see the last motorcycle for a short bit, but the station announcer you can just hear his voice. But I figured I'd count them still, since might as well. So yeah. Another character I'll put in the gray area that we don't see is Sir Top Hat. Technically, if you want to count the grumbling you can hear on the phone, if you want to count that as Sir Top Hat, I guess. I don't know. I just figured I'd mention that. So yeah. The final character on our gray area of this list has to go to the Tumbleweed, since he has a speaking role in it, and overall I gotta say he's a good character. He's a funny character, and yeah, there's not much to say about him either. So yeah. And give me a second. Hold on. So yeah, sorry about that. And now we can finally get to the evil part of the characters. So yeah, this final section is the evil area. So yeah, the bronze and silver medal for the most evil characters goes to Splatter and Dodge. I put them here since they work with Diesel 10 throughout the movie, but I cut them a little bit of slack since near the end of the movie they don't go along with Diesel 10's plans to chase Thomas and Lady. So that's the only reason why I give them this spot as a little bit less evil than Diesel 10. So yeah, anyway, yeah, moving on. Now speaking of Diesel 10, there's only one character that's deserving of the most spot for most evil in this list, and as I just mentioned the name just now, I'm pretty sure that we all know who the most evil character in Thomas and the Magic Road is, that character being none other than Diesel 10. Diesel 10 is obviously the most evil character in this movie, since he's the main villain for the movie, since overall there's not much to say about him, since the reason why I put him, I can list a few reasons why I put him here. He's starting to destroy the island and the engines. He's starting to destroy Lady. He almost dropped Mr. Conductor off of a high viaduct. And last but not least, he even chased Diesel. He even chased Thomas, Lady, and Brenner Stone. So yeah, so that's the reasons why I put him here. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So yeah, I'm sorry for how long this video turned out to be, but overall I just wanted to get every character in Thomas and the Magic Road in here. And now I'm pretty sure I didn't forget any characters, but if I did, then I'm sorry about that. But I tried to fit every character in this video that was in the movie. So yeah, overall these are just my opinions on how I rank the characters. If you have different rankings, or if anybody else decides to do something like this, and if yours is different, then yeah. But anyways, once again, I just want to say that I was inspired by Wicked Binge once again to make this video. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all I want to say. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and bye everyone. Bye.